team, but this Sunday on the show. I mean, when you get to this point in the Stanley Cup playoffs, when you get to the Stanley Cup final, man, sometimes it's just a matter of who's available, who can last longer when it comes to availability of players. Sometimes that determines your champion because, man, bodies just start dropping. Trying to win 16 games in the playoffs can be grueling, especially if you're going in long series. But even if you're not, it's just it's a new season. It's very physical, and guys just get hurt. And most of the time they're going to try to play through it until they can't. And Matthew Tkachuk, who's one of the tough guys and a star in the league, if he couldn't go, it's bad. And he couldn't go, and Vegas had their way with the Panthers. So congratulations, kinda. Nobody in this market is going to say congratulations because I don't know if it's just Nashville. I think it's basically every market in the National Hockey League. They're all like, whatever, Vegas. You've been in the league for 6 years, and you've been to the Stanley Cup final twice, and they just won it. They went the first year and lost. In year 6, they go and they win. So, which is exactly what Bill Foley said, their general manager. He said, give them 6 years, and they're going to win a cup. Well, man, I hope he's in Vegas. I hope he played those odds. That ticket probably paid really, really well. So, Vegas wins 9-3. They are your Stanley Cup champs. Congratulations to the Denver Nuggets. They get it done in Game 5, and they take care of business. And the Nuggets really cruised in that. If you watch the series, they were just the better team. So the Nuggets and the Golden Knights were the better teams, and they deserve to win. And so that'll close the book on an NBA season and an NHL season. And South Florida, which was in great position to host a parade or two, gets nothing. They get nothing. They get the runner-up trophy. Jonah, do we have a little soundbite from Vegas last night when they clinched the Stanley Cup?
Yeah, we got one, and I'll get it ready for you right now.
All right. Let me hear that. I don't know what Jonah's got in store for me. I think it's them singing. I'm not sure. Of course, as we know, Vegas is a little out there with their game day presentation. They certainly are not afraid to push the limits, push the boundaries, and some people think it's... There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I have no idea what that was, but I guess that was the Golden Knights singing. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that was them singing "Love Isn't Always on Time."
Okay.
Yeah, that's what that was. I thought it would come in a little more clear. Sorry about that. But no, to make a comment about what the Golden Knights have done as a franchise. A lot of times people say that they were given a team, and when you really think about the Golden Knights, what it takes to build that level of success is you have to use the pieces that you have to improve upon your team. And the management has been wonderful, and they have done a great job building a team and crafting a market that loves them and wants to go to every single game that they have.
Well, it's pretty easy to go when you're new and everything's brand new and you win right out of the gates. I mean, we discovered that here in Nashville. I mean, it's not very hard. I mean, you don't need a creative marketing team to sell tickets and get people and get a market excited when you come right out of the gates and you win. Like I said, it happened here with the Titans. And, we got spoiled because when they moved into, then LP Field, and you go to the Super Bowl in your first year, imagine that. Every game was sold out for a long time after that until, the erosion happened, until they weren't winning at those levels anymore. And, then the erosion happened, and that was partly the Titans' fault because they didn't do anything to try to endear themselves to this market. They basically were like, we're open, tickets are on sale, and 45 minutes later, and the season is sold out. They didn't have to. It was the easiest job in the world. So it's not hard to do that. But I do agree with you, and I've said this from jump, and because I know people, it angers people. I know people are mad that you shouldn't have this much success this fast, and people believe it was unfair. And look, whether you think it was unfair or not that they got to pluck basically good players off every team, the bottom line is teams left players unprotected, and they still had to pick the right players, and they did. So you have to get credit for that. I mean, it wasn't a matter of, Seattle hasn't gotten to the Stanley Cup final. They've been in the league for 2 years. It's not like they've been creeping on, the Stanley Cup finals door. They just got to the playoffs for the first time. Again, they paid even more money than Vegas. They got the same advantages as Vegas did, and I don't think anybody's looking at their roster going, man, the cup is just around the corner. They had a good season. They're a pretty good team. I still don't think they're right there. I mean, Vegas was good from jump. Like you just knew it. Marc-Andre Fleury and they fleeced, honestly, the Florida Panthers with Riley Smith and those guys. They did. But that's on them for doing that. They did a great job. People learned in the league, hey, look, Vegas did a great job of going, we're going to take this guy, whether they were or not. It was enough to scare Florida. And Florida's like, okay, but if you don't take that guy, how about we give you this other guy along with who you choose? And they got two really, really good players from the Panthers. Whether they were really going to take whoever Florida thought they were going to take, I don't know. But they did a good enough job to sell it. And that's all part of it. And so, look, I know people don't like Vegas, and that's fine. I don't like them either. But you do have to give them credit because they had to construct the right team. And, it's not like it was fantasy hockey and they were like, okay, we'll take. So you get one player from every team and they go, we'll take him. We'll take him. No, like they had to be available. And they just did a great job of constructing that team the way that they did. And it worked. And it's worked great. They've won a cup. It's not the fastest ever in sports. In fact, the Edmonton Oilers, I think, Jonah, did it in 5 years when they became in existence in the National Hockey League. I think they won a cup with some guy named Wayne Gretzky in like 5 years. So they actually did it quicker than Vegas. But it's also happened in other sports. Florida Marlins did it earlier than 6 years. So it's been done before, but still, when you think about a franchise, a market, last year was the only time they've missed the playoffs in 6 seasons? It's pretty crazy, right? It's pretty spoiled. And I know why people are angered by that.
Yeah, I can see people being angered by that, but it goes to what we have just already talked about. They've been built great. They had a vision, and they had a plan, and they put it into place. And one of the things that makes people want to buy tickets to go see the Vegas Golden Knights is their pregame celebration. They have the Knight go out onto the ice, and the Knight slays the other opponent. It makes for great television, and it makes for a great in-arena experience. And so from a marketing standpoint and from a team standpoint, as well as team building, they have built something great down there in Vegas, and I believe that they are going to be successful for a long time.
I hope not. I hope you're wrong. I hope that they don't make the playoffs for the next 3 years. But you're probably right. I hope you're wrong though, because nobody wants to see that. It's time for them. Okay, they've had 6 years of fun. It's time to enjoy. Do your parade, enjoy it, and then get out of the way for a while. But it's probably not going to happen. By the way, Mark Stone, what a pickup, right? Again, their pickups, their trades. They were Jack Eichel. They were willing to go out there and do it. Look, other teams had other opportunities to do stuff that they did. They've been aggressive at the trade deadline. They've been aggressive in the free agent market. Other teams have the ability to do that. So, look, I'm done talking about the Golden Knights because people are going to start throwing up. But congratulations to them. They win the Stanley Cup Final. So, again, NHL and NBA, their seasons are over. We've got the College World Series coming up starting on Friday. We'll get into that Congratulations to the Vols. Wow, what an exciting finish. I know it was talked about yesterday on this show as Vince Ferrara joined it. I will be out in Omaha starting on Tuesday of next week. Actually, I start traveling on Tuesday. I'll arrive early Wednesday to Omaha. So looking forward to that. I'm going to go to the game Wednesday night, the 6 o'clock game next Wednesday night. So we'll take a quick break. We'll come back, do one more segment, and then turn things over to Braves and Tigers Game 2. You're listening to The McFarland Show, Nashville Sports Radio.
Jones Z Electric is on the air saluting the brave men and women of our U.S. military. Their tireless efforts each and every day will never go unnoticed. Visit DAV.org to see how you can donate to our disabled veterans and make a difference today. This message is brought to you by Jones Z Electric. For all of your electrical needs in Nashville, don't call the rest, call the best. At 931-308-3636. That's 931-308-3636. Jones Z Electric. They're professionals who care.
Bob's Steak and Chop House, located in the Omni Nashville Hotel, is a nationally renowned steakhouse specializing in the finest corn-fed Midwestern prime beef. The menu formula is simple: incredible meat, gigantic shrimp, fabulous salads, and decadent desserts. Start your experience at Bob's with the fried calamari or fresh scallops seared in Texas burnt honey. All the beef at Bob's Steak and Chop House are USDA prime cuts, from the traditional filet of tenderloin and ribeye to the adventurous Kansas City bone-in strip. They even have 2 different surf and turf options. And if you're looking for the other white meat, Bob's Steak and Chop House serves a dry-aged pork tomahawk with homemade applesauce. Fresh seafood is on the menu, from salmon to scampi, and even fresh lobster tail. For reservations, give them a call or log on to the Omni Nashville Hotel website. Bob's Steak and Chop House at the Omni Nashville Hotel.
Post-COVID travel is on a surge. Many of you are traveling for fun because you've been locked up for 2 years. Listen, whether you're traveling for fun to Italy, Greece, Spain, France, or somewhere else fun in the world, or USA, now is a great time to book before the crowds hit and save. Plus, with a strong U.S. dollar, you'll get more travel bang for your buck. Right now is a smart time to make your reservations and call low-cost airlines. With one phone call, you can let us do all the work for free. We'll shop hundreds of airlines, hotels, resorts, and give you a way to save huge money on your vacation plans. And if you call right now, we'll give you a free hotel room with a qualified travel purchase. So call right now.
800-704-1662. 800-704-1662. 800-704-1662. That's 800-704-1662.
Music City will be rocking June 23rd through the 25th with a different sound, the sound of NASCAR.
Start your engine!
The Ally 400 is back at Nashville Superspeedway, and this year, it's a night race. NASCAR in Nashville. It's guitars and fast cars under the lights. Visit NashvilleSuperspeedway.com to get your tickets for the triple header weekend, including the Ally 400, Tennessee Lottery 250, and the Rackley Roofing 200 today.
The Jim Rome Show.
Man, I love Facebook. That's not in any way a time suck. And it's such a valuable use of your time going on everybody else's page and posting how beautiful they look when they don't. They don't. You know they don't. Come on. Anyway, do what you want with your time. I don't want you to tell me how to spend my time. I won't tell you how to spend your time, but I will tell you this. Stop cropping out pictures and including yourself and then acting like, hey, my hair looked great that day. My makeup was perfect that day. Just do what I tell you. With regards to this, you'll be fine.
Weekdays from 11 to 2 on Nashville Sports Radio. You're listening to The McFarland Show live on WNSR Nashville Sports Radio.
Dylan Dodd versus Michael Lorenzen. That will be the Braves-Tigers Game 2. We'll have for you coming up here shortly here on WNSR. Darren McFarland here. We'll have the gang all back together tomorrow starting at 2 o'clock. So we'll have plenty to get into. Omaha is all set. As I mentioned, the NBA and the NHL are done. The College World Series, now the focus turns to that. There are 8 teams remaining, and they will play in Omaha, Nebraska at Charles Schwab Field, where I will be next week. And to kick all the action off, it'll start Friday at 1 o'clock. And So we'll be giving you updates on that during the show on Friday. And the first game will be Oral Roberts versus TCU. So Oral Roberts and TCU to get the College World Series going on Friday at 1 o'clock. Then there'll be a game at 6 o'clock Friday night. It'll be Virginia and Florida. Virginia got beat by Duke in the first game and came back and won the next two. Florida cruised in their super regional versus South Carolina. And then on Saturday at 1 o'clock, so all these games are at 1 and 6, our time, 1 and 6. So Saturday, it'll be Stanford and the 1 seed Wake Forest to kick things off in the College World Series. And then the final game for everybody to get things going, it'll be, of course, Tennessee against LSU. So Tennessee and LSU Saturday night at 6 o'clock our time. And it'll be very, very interesting to see how that goes. And then again on Sunday, just keep those times in mind. 1 o'clock and 6 o'clock every day. That's what they're going to play Central Time. 1 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So to just keep running them every day, because then you're going to start getting to an elimination bracket. And then by the time you get to Saturday, the 24th, they will be in the finals. They'll be in the championship game. And then, of course, we'll find out how all that plays out. Could play 3 games. You never know. But the College World Series, Tennessee gets in. 3 SEC teams in. I think LSU, no surprise. Florida, no surprise. And Tennessee got hot. A team that struggled on the road all season long. And they were able to go through the regional and the super regionals on the road. They got a big 3-run homer